Today I'm going to talk about lace. As you can see, lace is a rather complicated fabric where you don't see a weft. However, it needs to be controlled and has to be corrected by what means ever. And this is why we use a pattern to control and straighten the lace. Let's jump right in. Hello and servus from Bavaria. Welcome to our Marlow webcast, also known as MCast. If you haven't been here before, I strongly suggest that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like that, you will never miss out on any episode of our YouTube videos that will come in the future. My name is Stefan Keri. I'm working here at Marlow and I'm responsible for the product management of all the textile applications. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about the production of lace and how to control and manage the specific challenges that are linked to this very specific material. The question is, what can you expect in the next few minutes? We have an introduction, we show you a little bit about the pattern algorithm. We introduce this line scan camera, which is responsible for the high resolution picture. And of course, we will highlight all the benefits which are coming along with it. Then finally, we will introduce some application examples, and then to summarize everything, I will also point out some advantages. But first of all, please tell me, are there any issues that you are facing in your production with lace? If so, just write them in the comments and we will come back to you, and perhaps together with our experience, with our knowledge, and of course our technology, we might find a solution for those issues. What matters with lace? Lace is, like many other fabrics, controlled and corrected by the pattern instead of the weft, and therefore we have to install a special camera technique. And this camera technique is actually a line scan camera. In the next few sheets, I want to introduce this camera to you. Mainly, it is monitoring the residual distortion like that, and then also the pattern, because we want to make sure that it's not only straight, it also has always the same pattern when it comes out of the production. So, how do we do that? First of all, we have our normal lace. However it looks like, it won't look like that though. And our camera, it is defining an area where it can see what is inside this area. Inside that area, it picks out a reference pattern. And this pattern will be looked after to the left and to the right. And once it's got that, it will draw a line over those patterns, and then you can see directly whether or not it is straight or not. In this case, it's not, so the information will come directly to the weft straightener. Here we have to make some corrections in the skew. And this is the perfect condition for a straight fabric afterwards. Now, we're also coming to the repeat, because this is another thing that needs to be controlled. So here we actually start exactly like we have started before. We choose a control area, then we look for our pattern. We look from the left to the right, but we also look from top to bottom. And once we have both, and then we can also see if the repeat pattern are always the same or if it needs to be changed. So here we have the cross repeat and there we have the length repeat. Whilst we can't actually control the cross repeat, the length repeat still can be controlled by means of the overfeed roller in the Stander. So this is how line scan cameras work. As you can see, we have the parts of the camera itself. We have an encoder and we have a continuous movement of the web which is going through the line scan camera. And this camera is actually one row of light. It is very thin, it's got 1 pixel, and this pixel, like you know it from the old copy machines, when they scan something, it goes line by line by line. And this very, very sensitive detection is really monitoring every pattern which is on the fabric. And then finally, to really know the length, we have this encoder, which is giving us, based by the speed, a direct information about the length and the dimension. And then you can see directly, once we have all the objects passing through, the line scan camera will detect it, and by means of the encoder, it will tell you the length and the repeat. And everything then will be collected by the computer, which is the brain of this whole operation. And this will give exactly the right measures how to control the movement of the weft straightener or, of course, the overfeed of the Stander. So once again, the bullet points of that line scan camera of the latest state-of-the-art design. This line scan camera has adjustable and maximum line frequency of 52,000 lines per second. A lot of information which is provided there. It's triggered by the encoder to get a dimension of the length, and then the typical resolution is 1 millimeter. This is why it's so thin. Then the advantages that we have here is that we have a very good data transfer possibility. The camera cables are longer, so we have a better opportunity to plant those cameras to a place away from the control cabinet. The light sensitivity is also very, very important to get a very good contrast, and the adjustment of the brightness and so on is always possible anytime. So those line scan cameras have been proven to be exactly the right tool for such an operation. Once again, the adjustment is also very easy. It can be connected and installed with the LED light. As you know very well, LED light is having a very, very long stand time, and it will actually last and last and last. If we need better contrast, and then we take 2 cameras side by side, mainly if the working width is more than 2.4 meters. And then, yes, it's a very compact design. It is having a 3 times higher quantity of light, and therefore the pattern recognition is also very, very good in this concern. Like I said before, 50,000 working hours is the lifespan of such an LED light. So the benefits that you have is that this camera, together with the encoder and our PCS system, is measuring the repeats and patterns, not the weft. This is where the pattern rules the show, and we can correct the pattern in terms of the skew and the bow, and of course also in terms of the repeat length. You have an uninterrupted monitoring and logging product quality. This is very important if you want to convince your customer that whatever quality you have supplied is really state of the art. And yeah, this comes along with the transparency that you want to make visible to your customers on the one side, but also for all the internal processes that you want to improve, because life is a constant improvement, and if you are really having the data and all the information to make things better, why not using them? We provide the latest camera technology, and yeah, it's easy to retrofit. So if you have an installation without that camera system, give us a call or drop us an email, and we can see where in your production this system would fit in best. One question about the quality in your area. Do you think that the quality demands for lace and curtain are rising, getting worse? Are they staying the same? Or do you think that meanwhile the demands in the quality are actually not that important, that the price is getting more sensitive? This is something that we would like to know very well. So we do have some application examples. What is important is that we really have a distortion-free fabric, even without any weft visible, and therefore we need to see where the pattern is located to make it straight. And as we are at the last step before it goes for the heat setting and for the final production, this is very important that we make it right there every time, 100%, without any rejects. As we all know, the operators these days are not the most reliable ones, especially not on a Friday afternoon or Monday morning, and therefore it is very important that we do have some automated system which not only gives us the opportunity to always have it right first time, it's also important to have a transparency and to have monitoring where we can see what happened during the night shift, what happened with this operator and with this fabric. So those are some applications where you can see 1 or 2 cameras here on top. And this is, as I said, for the resolution, which is necessary to have the right pictures. And then, of course, we have the lightning modules on the other side, which is then supporting the picture. We have either a normal reflection mode, or we have a transmission mode where we can actually then get a better visibility of the pattern. Then once we do have the data, we correct it by the weft straightener, which is then not a weft straightener, it is a pattern straightener because we didn't have any weft. And then finally, we also have the last PCS unit there, which is giving you then the opportunity to really monitor the final result. And this, as I said before, is so important to convince your customer that there is no room for any rejects or even some negotiations that the quality was not right. You can prove that your quality, first of all, was always right, and that you also have the opportunities to show it. Because, as we said, do good and talk about it. Here you have the opportunity to talk about it as well. Once again, all your advantages in this respect. You always have a very high constant quality, and this is leading to no rejects and no claims. I think when I was production manager myself, that would have saved me a lot of sleepless nights. Then you have a monitoring and logging opportunity and a high transparency resulting thereof, which is giving you the opportunity to make things better and to have a better relationship to your customer. And final, you have the latest camera technology. This is state of the art, and this is always one step ahead of your competition. So as we are talking about a modular assembly here, you can start saving money today. As I said, just give us a call, just drop us a line, and we will make sure that we can have the latest technology in your production today. So that has been a quick overview about the pattern control system in relation to the lathe. So if you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we also have in our new website, we have a section only for videos, not only this one, but also for other sections of our portfolio. And if you want to have the presentation yourself, just drop me an email. This is my email address. And if you liked it, I would be glad if I get a thumb up and you would leave something in the comments. So thank you very much for your time. And I hope that I could give you some very good impressions about the latest technology, how to control the pattern of the lace. Thank you and bye.